You can live to 100 in great health if you properly care for these 8 parts of your body every day. Once you reach 65 and beyond, your body no longer functions as it once did. Some changes happen quietly. Your skin becomes thinner, your immune system weakens, and even small wounds take longer to heal. Many people believe that eating well, sleeping enough, and exercising regularly are all it takes to stay healthy. But there is another crucial factor that is often overlooked: personal hygiene, especially in areas that rarely get attention yet have a huge impact on your overall health. Have you ever wondered why you feel itchy in certain spots for no clear reason? Or why you sometimes feel tired or keep getting minor infections even though you think you are clean? The answer might lie in incomplete hygiene habits, particularly in neglecting areas that are rarely noticed but easily harbor bacteria. It is surprising but true. Many studies have shown that numerous health issues in older age can stem from improper body hygiene. If not cleaned regularly, these areas can become breeding grounds for bacteria, leading to infections, allergies, and harm to your overall health. Helen, a 78-year-old woman from Florida, once shared that for years she suffered from unexplained skin itching along with slight redness around her chest and back. After a home care nurse advised her to pay closer attention to cleaning the more private areas of her body, not just the obvious ones, she changed her bathing habits. The results were astonishing. Within just a few weeks, the itching disappeared. Her skin looked healthier, and she felt lighter, almost young again. Helen's story is not unique. Countless older adults have discovered that with just a small change in their daily hygiene routine, they can prevent a host of skin problems, infections, and even more serious complications. In this video, we will explore 8 areas of the body that people aged 5 to 80 often neglect when it comes to hygiene, and why taking proper care of these areas can help you live healthier, avoid illness, and extend your life to 100. If this topic interests you, please give the video a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you do not miss our upcoming valuable tips. And if you know someone who might benefit from hearing this, please share the video with them. Now, let us dive in and discover the 8 areas of your body that need proper hygiene to help you live a longer, healthier life. Part 1. Hands. Take a moment to think about how many things you touch today. Door handles, TV remotes, packages on your porch, your phone, cash, or even your own face. You may not realize it, but every time your hands touch a surface, thousands of bacteria and viruses silently cling to them. And if you then touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, you are unknowingly opening the door for countless germs to enter your body. For those aged 65 to 80, your immune system is not as strong as it was in your youth. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, older adults produce only about 50 to 60% of the antibodies against viruses compared to younger people. This means that a single careless hand washing could lead to serious consequences like respiratory infections, pneumonia, or acute diarrhea. However, washing your hands is not just about rinsing them with water and drying them off. The World Health Organization has stated that the ideal time to wash your hands with soap is at least 20 seconds, making sure to scrub the palms, backs of your hands, between your fingers, under your nails, and your wrists. This is not just a simple cleaning task, it is an immune system shield you can build every day. Margaret, a retired homemaker from Texas, was always meticulous about keeping her home spotless but paid little attention to washing her hands. She would often just rinse them quickly with water after cooking or returning home. One winter, she caught a severe flu that landed her in the hospital due to dehydration and exhaustion. A result doctors traced back to a virus she picked up on her hands during a trip to the grocery store. After that experience, Margaret made a complete change. She placed hand soap dispensers in every part of her home, the kitchen, living room, and beside it her bed. She told herself, if I can remember to take my medicine every day, I can remember to wash my hands properly too. Since then, she not only feels healthier, but also less anxious when the weather changes or illnesses spread. If you often find yourself catching colds, having mild stomach issues, or itchy eyes, the problem might not be a weak immune system, but rather that you are not washing your hands well enough. This is not just general advice. A study in the American Journal of Public Health found that proper hand washing alone can reduce the risk of respiratory illnesses by 21% and digestive diseases by 31% in older adults. So, if you are looking for a simple, easy habit that delivers big health benefits, start with your hands. No fancy gadgets or expensive supplements are needed. Just a small daily habit repeated every day, and it could help you live many more years in health and independence. Part 2. Feet. There is something few people notice. Old age begins with your feet. This is not just a figure of speech, but a real medical fact. When you start finding it harder to stand up, walk slower, or lose your balance, the cause might not be your back or knees, but your feet weakening without you realizing it. We often shower daily, but how many times do you truly clean your feet? Every toe, the soles, and even the tiny spaces between your toes? Or do you just let soapy water run over them and quickly dry them off? For older adults, neglecting foot care does not just lead to odor or cracked skin. It can cause serious issues like infections, tissue inflammation, foot ulcers, or even loss of mobility. According to the American Geriatric Society, 30% of people over 70 face foot problems from skin infections and fungus to nerve complications, and most of these stem from poor hygiene or lack of timely care. Listen to the story of Charles, a 77-year-old living alone in Oregon. He used to walk every morning, but in recent years he noticed his feet aching, his toenails changing color, and an odd smell. Being dismissive, he ignored it until a small crack in his heel became infected, swelling red and spreading quickly to his ankle. Doctors diagnosed him with cellulitis, a type of infection caused by bacteria entering through broken skin. After that, Charles began spending time every evening caring for his feet, soaking them in warm water, scrubbing gently with a soft brush, drying them thoroughly, especially between the toes, and checking carefully for any scratches. Within a few weeks, his feet felt lighter. He walked more steadily, and most importantly, he regained a sense of control over his body. You see, your feet do not just help you move, they directly affect your mood and mental well-being. When your feet are weak, older adults are more likely to fall, which can lead to fear of walking, reduced social interaction, and even depression or isolation. It is such a shame that just because of missing a simple habit like properly cleaning your feet every day, many people gradually lose their independence in old age. Here are some important tips. Do not use water that is too hot, as it can dry out your skin or cause mild burns in people with nerve issues. Use a soft towel to dry thoroughly, especially between the toes. Do not cut your toenails too short, and use a file to avoid tearing the skin. Check daily for calluses, blisters, or any unusual changes. Remember, every steady step you take is a step toward freedom and longevity. If you want to live long, live well, and move freely, even at 80, start by caring for your feet diligently today. Part 3. Face. You can wear a warm coat when it is cold. You can put on a mask when you go outside. But one part of your body is always exposed to the environment every day without any protection: your face. Facial skin is one of the most sensitive areas with its thin structure, many tiny blood vessels, oil glands, and especially the critical entry points for viruses and bacteria: your eyes, nose, and mouth. Just one touch to your nose, a rub of your eyes, or adjusting your glasses with unwashed hands, and you could unknowingly bring germs into your body. For those over 65, the immune system no longer responds as quickly as it once did. Facial skin also becomes prone to dryness, irritation, and even rashes if not cared for gently. It is no coincidence that dermatologists often call the face the most beautiful yet vulnerable part of an older adult's body. According to a study published in Dermatology Research and Practice, washing your face properly can reduce the risk of eye, nose, and throat infections by 25% in older adults and particularly helps prevent conjunctivitis, watery eyes, and chronic sinusitis, conditions that seem minor but cause lingering fatigue. Linda, a 73-year-old from Colorado, once thought washing her face was something only young people cared about. For her, splashing water on her face a few times in the morning was enough, but she frequently dealt with stinging eyes, an itchy nose, and peeling skin around her nostrils that worsened with the seasons. After a conversation with her granddaughter, a nurse, she learned that the skin around the eyes and nose is where dirt and bacteria build up the most, especially when we touch our faces without realizing it. From then on, Linda changed her routine. She began using warm water, a mild, unscented facial cleanser, and a soft cotton towel to clean around her eyes, nose, and mouth every morning and evening. Within 2 weeks, she noticed less nasal congestion, her eyes were less red, and her skin felt smoother than ever. Here are some common mistakes older adults make when washing their face. Using water that is too hot, which dries out and cracks the skin, stripping its natural protection. Scrubbing too hard, which damages the skin, especially around the eyes. Skipping thorough drying, which creates a breeding ground for fungus and bacteria in damp areas. The key thing to remember is that washing your face is not just about cleanliness, it is about protecting your entire immune system. Dust, bacteria, mold, and even flu or coronavirus can cling to your facial skin after you go outside. If not cleaned, they can spread through your mucous membranes. So, every time you wash your face, you are not only keeping your skin healthy, but also shielding your whole body from troublesome illnesses and bolstering your resilience, especially as you age. Part 4. Underarms. Some parts of the body always remain in the shadows, not just because of their location, but because we tend to overlook them. The underarms are one such area. It is a small hidden spot, but home to thousands of sweat and oil glands that work constantly, especially in older adults where moisture combined with bacteria can lead to far more serious problems than you might think. It is not just about body odor. When you do not clean your underarms thoroughly, bacteria buildup can cause hair follicle inflammation, contact dermatitis, blocked sweat glands, and even worse, lymph node inflammation. In older adults, the skin under the arms becomes thinner, more prone to irritation, and heals much slower than in younger people. This means even a small scratch from itching can turn into a deep infection if not kept clean. According to research published in Clinical Interventions in Aging Damp and Enclosed Skin Areas like the underarms, groin, and under the breasts have bacterial density 10 times higher than drier skin areas. Bacteria in these spots do not just cause odor, they release toxins that trigger inflammation, forcing your body to constantly fight back, which weakens your overall health over time. Harold, a 76-year-old from North Carolina, loved sports and still cycled around his neighborhood every morning. But he once had to stop for 2 months because of a small abscess under his arm caused by skin inflammation from bacteria that had built up over time. He shared that before he would just shower quickly, rub on some soap, and douse himself with strong deodorant. But that habit ended up trapping bacteria under his skin instead of cleaning them away. After treatment and learning how to care for sensitive skin, Harold began cleaning his underarms carefully every day with mild soap, warm water, and drying them completely before using roll-on deodorant. The result was not just less odor, but softer skin under his arms with no more irritation or rashes. Here are some tips for underarm hygiene in older adults. Do not use soaps with alcohol or strong fragrances as they can dry out and irritate the skin. Do not shave underarm hair too closely if your skin is delicate, as it can damage the surface. Make sure to dry completely after bathing, since leftover moisture is the perfect environment for bacteria and fungus to grow. Remember, true cleanliness does not come from the scent of deodorant, but from the healthy skin under your arms. A small patch of skin, but if infected, it can affect your entire lymphatic system and even spread to other parts of your body. For older adults, every skin injury needs serious attention, and your underarms deserve just as much care as any other part. Part 5. Navel. You might look in the mirror to check your face, smooth your hair each morning, or rub lotion into your dry hands, but there is one spot you rarely notice and many even forget exists. That is your navel, the small dip in your belly that is one of the dirtiest places on your body if not cleaned properly. It sounds hard to believe, but the navel is a perfect environment for hundreds of bacteria, fungi, and dead skin cell joins to gather throughout every day. Especially in older adults when belly skin may sag, stomachs grow larger, or movement during bathing is limited. Cleaning the navel is often completely ignored, and that is when bacteria quietly multiply, creating bad odors, irritating the skin, or worse, leading to infections you do not even suspect. A notable study from the Journal of Clinical Microbiology found that an average person's navel can harbor over 60 different types of bacteria, some of which can cause skin infections if exposed to damp, oxygen-starved conditions, exactly like the environment in an older adult's navel. Michael, a 71-year-old from Arizona, once dealt with a strange belly odor for weeks. At first, he thought it was sweat or just aging, but when doctors examined him closely, they found a small infection in his navel caused by dirt and bacteria that had built up over time. After it was cleaned and treated, Michael realized he had never truly washed his navel for years. He shared, "I always thought water running over it was enough. I had no idea it could be so dangerous." From that experience, Michael started a new habit. Every time he showered, he used a cotton swab or soft cloth with warm water and mild soap to clean his navel, then dried it completely. And he noticed not only did the bad smell vanish, but his lower belly stopped itching too. Here are a few key tips for navel hygiene in older adults. Do not pick at your navel with your fingernails, as it can easily damage the delicate lining and cause infection. Use cotton balls or a soft cloth and avoid sharp tools. Always dry thoroughly after cleaning, since moisture is the perfect condition for yeast to grow. If your navel has a persistent bad smell, discharge, or redness, see a doctor right away, as it could be an infection or fungus. You might eat a balanced diet, take light walks every morning, and take your medications faithfully, but just neglecting a small area like your navel could still lead to unexpected complications. The navel may be tiny, but its role in maintaining hygiene and protecting your overall health is immense. A few minutes each day to clean your navel properly can spare you a host of troubles and add more years of healthy, clean, comfortable living. Part 6. Private Areas. While many people spend time caring for their face, hair, or feet, there is one area of the body often overlooked. Not because it is unimportant, but because of shyness, dismissiveness, or thinking it is no longer necessary at this age. That is the private areas, your genitals, which require careful and thoughtful hygiene, especially as your body enters the aging process. The first thing to understand is that at 65 and older, the private areas for both men and women undergo major changes in structure and function. The skin becomes thinner, sweat and oil glands work less, and the natural microbial balance there gets disrupted by age or medications like antibiotics, diabetes drugs, or blood pressure pills. For women, the drop in estrogen after menopause makes the vaginal lining drier, more prone to inflammation, and easily irritated if not cleaned gently and correctly. For men, the scrotum and penis can collect sweat and smegma, creating conditions for fungi and bacteria to thrive. According to the American Urological Association, the rate of urinary tract infections and skin inflammation in the private areas rises sharply after age 65, especially in those who do not clean regularly or clean incorrectly using harsh soaps, not drying thoroughly, or wearing damp underwear. Joseph, a 74-year-old from Illinois, once suffered from persistent itching for over a month. He brushed it off as a weather issue. After seeing a doctor, they found mild irritation in his scrotum caused by overly strong antibacterial soap and not drying after bathing. From then on, he switched to warm water, mild unscented soap, and spent a few extra minutes each day caring for his private areas carefully. He shared, "Nobody talks about this when you are young, but now I understand keeping it clean is not just for comfort, but for long-term health." Here are some hygiene principles for the private areas in older adults. Use warm water and gentle unscented alcohol-free cleaning products. Strong antibacterial products are not needed unless prescribed by a doctor. Avoid douching for older women as it disrupts the natural bacterial balance. Always dry gently with a soft towel after bathing or using the bathroom. Excess moisture is the perfect environment for fungi to grow. Change underwear daily, prioritizing breathable cotton and avoiding nylon or overly tight clothing. For men who are uncircumcised, gently cleaning under the foreskin daily is essential to remove smegma and prevent infection. There is no need to feel embarrassed or uneasy about caring for your private areas in old age. In fact, it is a sign of loving yourself in a mature and proper way. When you care for your sensitive areas with respect and regularity, your body responds with health, comfort, and greater confidence every day. Part 7. Nose. You breathe thousands of times a day. No thought, no effort, it happens naturally like a miracle of life. But what many people overlook is that everything you breathe in, from polluted air, dust, pollen, to environmental bacteria, passes through a single gateway, your nose. And if that gateway is not kept clean, then no matter how strong your lungs are, how good your immune system is, or how many supplements you take, illness can start the moment you breathe. According to data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, older adults are 3 times more likely to develop respiratory illnesses than younger people, and the primary cause often stems from bacteria, fine dust, and viruses building up in the nasal passages, especially if you live in urban areas, dry climates, or frequently use air conditioning. The nose is not just a passage for air, it is your body's natural filtration system. Nose hairs, mucus, and inner linings block dust and bacteria from reaching deep into your lungs. However, when this debris is not cleaned regularly, it piles up, forming bacterial hotspots that cause symptoms like stuffiness, prolonged sneezing, nasal dryness, and even chronic sinusitis or sore throats. Dorothy, a 79-year-old from New Mexico, used to have mild breathing trouble every morning. She thought it was just age or the weather. But when she visited an ear, nose, and throat doctor, they found her nose had dry flakes and old mucus that had not been cleaned, causing upper airway blockage and a mild infection. The doctor recommended a simple habit: cleaning her nose with warm saline solution every evening before bed. Within a week, she was breathing easier, sleeping deeper, and no longer had a dry cough in the morning. Here are some simple yet effective ways to keep your nose clean and healthy. Use saline spray or drops, especially in the morning or before bed. Do not pick your nose with your hands or nails, as it can damage the lining and introduce more bacteria. Use a soft, clean cloth to wipe your nose, avoiding rough paper or reused towels. Keep indoor air humidity at 40 to 60% with a humidifier, especially in cold seasons or when using air conditioning. Remember, breathing does not just happen in your lungs, it starts with your nose. If your nose is not cleaned properly, you are letting bacteria march straight into your body without any barriers. So whether you are 70 or 80, do not underestimate caring for this breathing window. Just a few minutes each day can make your lungs feel lighter, your sleep deeper, and your body strong enough to fight off seasonal colds. Part 8. Under the breasts, especially for women. Some areas of skin never see the light of day. They stay silent, covered by clothing, time, and our own oversight. The area under the breasts, especially in older women, is one such place. This is where skin folds and rubs together every day. It is also where sweat, dead skin cells, and dirt quietly build up, creating a hot, humid, enclosed environment perfect for bacteria and fungi to grow if not cleaned properly. According to a report from the American Academy of Dermatology, women over 65 are 2.5 times more likely to develop contact dermatitis and candida yeast infections under their breasts than younger women. The reason is simple: aging causes skin to sag. The ability to dry and regenerate skin diminishes, making this area more vulnerable and slower to heal. A real-life example is Helen, a 76-year-old who thought the redness under her breasts was due to an allergy to her bra. But when she saw a dermatologist, she learned it was a candida yeast infection that thrives in moist environments. The cause was not her bra, but her failure to clean and dry the area thoroughly after bathing. After treatment and changing her care habits, she felt a clear improvement. No more itching, no more burning, and especially better sleep every night. To care for the area under the breasts properly, older adults, especially women, should note the following. Use mild soap and warm water to wash under the breasts daily, not just letting water run over it. After bathing, use a soft towel to dry the area completely, not leaving skin damp for long. If needed, you can use a hairdryer on a cool setting to dry gently. Choose breathable, well-fitting bras, avoiding those that are too tight, thick, or made of synthetic fabrics that trap moisture. For those who sweat heavily, medical talc or mild antifungal powder can absorb moisture and prevent irritation as directed by a doctor. Some think that after 70, it does not matter what you wear or whether you care for yourself. But the truth is the exact opposite. The comfort of the skin under your breasts directly affects your sleep, confidence, and overall health. You may not go out much anymore, but you still deserve to live in a body that feels clean, comfortable, and healthy. And the area under your breasts, though unseen by others, still deserves your gentle attention every day. Old age does not ask you to do anything grand. It only asks you to listen to your body quietly and love it little by little, the way you once loved your children or tended to your home through the years. And caring for your body is not really about big things. Sometimes it starts with washing your hands the right way, drying your heels after a shower, gently cleaning your navel, or simply not forgetting the quietest patches of skin on your body. Today, we have walked through 8 areas that need daily care: hands, feet, face, underarms, navel, private areas, nose, and under the breasts. Not because they make you more beautiful, but because they keep you healthier, lighter, and more independent in your own body. Old age is not about slowing down, it is a chance to live more deeply, more carefully, more meaningfully. And if you still have the time and awareness to care for every patch of skin, every breath you take, then you are living a truly precious old age. Do not underestimate small actions. 1 minute of proper hygiene today could mean a year free of illness tomorrow. Start with love, not for anyone else, but for yourself.